Kia ora koutou katoa, no mai haramai ki te ao Hākinakina, your sports show, right here on your Tribal Pulse, te kore maka o Taranaki, 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. We have a very special guest with you on the show today. Rugby Union runs through his veins. He's a Rugby Union strategist and has the ability to dissect and break the game down. He recently coached New Zealand under-20s side and is off to Wellington at the end of the year to take on a role as the assistant coach of the Hurricanes. He is the current assistant coach of the Taranaki Bulls and the son of a well-known coaching icon and legend around here, Colin Cooper. No mai haramai, Brad Cooper, welcome to the show, bro.
Kia ora, Caps. How are you, mate?
Good, brother. Good, brother. Hey, good to have you here with us, man. But before we get started, ko wai koe no he koe, a bit about yourself, your whānau and where you're from.
Yeah, ko Brad Cooper tōku ingoa. Yeah, you touched on it before, Caps. The old man, Colin, was a successful coach for Taranaki and the Hurricanes and Chiefs. So I've come from, rugby whānau. Grew up out in Waitara for probably the first sort of 13, 14 years of my life. Coming to New Plymouth Boys and then ended up going to Wellington to university and then moved home. In that time, since I've been home, been aligned with the Clifton Rugby Club, and then my journey's taken me on a few different twists and turns, but currently with Taranaki as an assistant coach and about to head down to Wellington with the Hurricanes, and this year was lucky enough to be a part of the New Zealand under-20s.
That's awesome, bro. Hey, you mentioned the old man. Obviously, he's a well-known figure here in Taranaki and across Aotearoa in the Rugby Union space. But obviously, being a son of the old man, did you have to move around a bit when you were a bit younger in terms of his coaching? Obviously, he was down with the Hurricanes and away with the Māoris. But did you have to move around a bit, or did you stay in Waitara?
No, we stayed here. The old lady, I stayed until I'd finished high school. So he went down and travelled a little bit on his own, and I stayed and finished high school. There's actually a couple of times where he was offered a few gigs and my older siblings refused to move, bro. So we've always stayed in Taranaki.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Through and through, eh? So obviously being from a Rugby Union family, was it always Rugby Union as a kid, or was there other sports that you used to play?
No, I loved every sport I could get my hands into, bro. We lived just across the road from Clifton Park in Waitara there, so any chance I'd get to play league or basketball, volleyball, touch, I was into everything, man.
Awesome, man. So, coming through the grades, like club footy, representative footy, so tell us a little bit more about your journey.
Played sort of representative footy here for Taranaki and went through New Plymouth Boys and then moved to Wellington to go to university. Played rep footy down there, under-19s and Colts. And then moved home not long after and played a whole lot of development stuff, but never actually played for the Bulls. The old man would never pick me, mate.
I actually remember, I think we might have played together. I think it was Māori Colts. I think you were a little bit younger than me, but I think you took my first 5 spot. I was a bit gutted back then, but you obviously kicked on in the game. So, that's awesome. So the old man never picked you, eh? But what was it? When did you start to realise, obviously with your playing career, but at what point did you start to realise that actually coaching was a thing for you and that was a passion that you wanted to pursue?
Yeah, it was probably right at the end of my career when I was still playing for Clifton. And I might have just finished playing rep footy, started coaching the Taranaki under-16s, got shoulder tapped to do it, and loved every minute of it, just trying to make people better, whether it be as a rugby player or just as a person. So that was the start of it. Probably it'd be about 10 years ago now. So since then, gone through and coached just about every age group you can for Taranaki since. So probably done a good 8 years of that just without it being paid or without it being professional, and then got a crack. Started working here for the union and must have been 3-4 years ago, and an opportunity came up and Barnsley offered me the assistant role here, and yeah, everything's sort of just taken off from there.
Awesome. What is it about coaching that you love? And obviously you're a young coach, compared to some other coaches that are in the game. But yeah, what is it that you love about coaching, and what do you bring to the team environment being a younger coach?
Oh, definitely the relationships you form with players, with other coaches, with management. Yeah, that's sort of what sport's all about for me, and always has been. As a young coach, probably see the game through slightly different eyes than what some of the older people probably do. And if I was to think about probably some strengths is, definitely, I suppose I've had two great mentors, and the old man who was a real sort of people's person and could relate, understood there's more to the player than just the person or the player that goes out and takes the field, and what's going on at home is really, really big, and what's going on away from the game. So probably learned that off him. And then from Barnesy, our current head coach, he's really big on his detail and pulling apart the game and really studying the game. So, mate, I thought I loved watching footy, but that guy just takes it to a whole nother level. He just does his work and nails his details. So as a young coach, it's been awesome to have those two as a mentor.
Yeah, there's some awesome mentors there who've both done great in the game themselves. But obviously, you've only been in a professional coaching kind of role for a short time, but you've already had huge success in your short time and in the roles that you've been in. What are some of the memorable kind of moments over your last kind of 5 odd years in the game thus far?
Look, I love going back to New Plymouth Boys. I'd done two or 3 years there before I started with Taranaki, and it was probably the first time I set foot back on the school ground since I'd left. So it was good to give back. But there we had a couple of good seasons. I think we finished second in the Super 8 one year, which is the best we've done for a fair while. And then coming in with Taranaki, obviously winning the title last year was awesome. Really took the sort of the province with us and on a journey, and that was hugely rewarding. And then off the back of that, I suppose I've got a few other opportunities. New Zealand under-20s going to South Africa this year. Fortunately, we lost the semi-final to France, but finished third over there. Just to travel that country, country that's just rugby runs through their veins. We're passionate about rugby, but they take it to a whole nother level. And then, being named assistant coach for the Hurricanes, and then obviously winning the Shield just last week was a huge highlight. Growing up, watching all those old, I remember watching that 96 game when Taranaki beat Auckland was a huge memory for me as a kid. So, it was bloody awesome to go and get that done last week.
It's awesome, bro. Like I mentioned, in such a short time, you've accomplished so much. So what do you want to take from your kind of from your learnings, your memories of the last 5 or so years in a top coaching role down to the Hurricanes? What do you hope to bring to the Hurricanes next year?
Yeah, I think since I started getting into coaching, the old man always sort of said to me, don't be in a rush to want to go and be a professional coach. Do as much as you can at grassroots, so you can make all your mistakes and it doesn't actually cost you, because in professional rugby you're judged by your results, and ultimately you'll live and die by that sword. So hopefully I've made a few mistakes and learned a few lessons along the way. But like I said earlier, Barnesy and just his work ethic has rubbed off on me, and just realising nothing comes easy. Everything you earn or get in this game, you have to work hard for. So I'll definitely go down there with a good work ethic, and just seeing some of the facilities and what they've already done down there, going down to a good place. So really looking forward to that. There's a bit of a roster change this year. They've lost a fair few players, and there'll be a few young kids that will get a crack. So I'm excited about trying to help them sort of take their game to the next level too, Kips.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited, mate. I won't lie. I've really enjoyed watching Taranaki over the past few years and just the shape and the way in which they're playing. They're running the ball out of the red zone, having a crack, which is really exciting footy. And I know a lot of that comes from all the hard work that yourself and Barnesy and others have been doing with the team. So looking forward to seeing how the Hurricanes go next year. But just in terms of the Bulls this year, I've got to ask the question, but where do you think it might have gone wrong just at that last hurdle after such a good season? What do you think could have gone wrong in that last game?
Yeah, you touched on it there. Caps, we love, probably a bit like Māori rugby, mate. We love to play with the ball and move the ball and probably don't kick as much as other teams. And sometimes in finals you have to have that right balance. We obviously got up for a big game in the Shield game the week before, and sometimes the week after you can be a little bit flat. And we lost a couple of key players, and our captain Colin Cooper and Jacob Ratu Matawiki Nipkins. So losing key players never helps, but no excuses. Waikato showed up and we're good on the night, and we're a little bit flat, and that's footy at this level. If you're not on your game, anyone can get beaten, and that's been the nature of the competition.
Yeah, always next year, I'm sure the boys will come back bigger and stronger. But I know we chat quite a bit, but I've heard you're a bit of an NRL fan as well. So who's your favourite team? And are there any key aspects of the game that you try to implement in your coaching philosophies from watching a bit of NRL?
Yeah, no, I'm a big Doggies fan, mate. I always have been. Probably before the Warriors even came in. I just remember them. As a kid, I remember them coming to Clifton Park, actually, just across from where we were living. When Jack Nucky was involved. So, I've always followed them. There was always a big Kiwi influence before the Warriors come in, obviously, so I've just stayed true to them. If you have a look at the way rugby's been played now, we've certainly taken a whole lot of stuff off rugby league. Any chance you get, we've spoken probably in the past around trying to get over to Aussie and just learn and take things from the game, and you'll see just the way we attack. There's a whole lot of league stuff involved there, and we sort of push the boundaries a little bit in what we do, and we're a little bit different, but I think that's important, trying to play a brand of footy that people want to come and watch, because ultimately it's an entertainment and business. You're in the entertainment business and you want people to come and watch.
100%. Always good for our codes to work together and learn from each other. So awesome to see you doing that, Coops. Now, lastly, if there was one tip you could give an aspiring, young coach out there that, wants to pursue a career in coaching, what would that be?
A bit like I touched on earlier is don't be in a rush to try and work your way to the top. Be patient. Learn your craft, learn what's important to you, be yourself. Quite often, if you're not yourself, players and the people you're working with will see right through you. A lot of people, you'll see a lot of good ideas and a lot of things that other people are doing, but you've got to be authentic in what you do, and then pick little bits here and there, and then just hone your own sort of style. And ultimately it's about, like I said earlier, forming good relationships and just being yourself and being true to what you believe in.
That's awesome. Good advice there, whānau at home listening in, for all your aspiring coaches. From the man himself, Taranaki Bulls Assistant Coach, Brad Cooper. Well, Coops, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you, bro, and having you on the show. It's awesome to see such a young coach like yourself doing so well in the game, especially one of our own from here in Taranaki. We wish you all the very best next season with the Hurricanes, and look forward to seeing you back in the amber and black colours next year, bro. Thank you for all that you do for the game here in Taranaki and abroad. We're right behind you all the way.